return to the track where we are getting set for the women's 1,500 meters. It'll be Emily Richards who will be wearing hip 1. Angelin FIGUEROA will have hip 2. Alsu LENNEMAN, hip 3. Sydney Pattison, hip 4. Catherine Gagne, hip 5. Chloe HEWITT, hip 6. Genevieve PAQUIN, hip 7. Natalie CIZMAS, hip 8. Paige MARCHANT, hip 9. Rylee TOLSON, hip 10. Jenna SCHULZ, hip 11. And Hallee KNELSEN, hip 12. And this 1,500 meters presented by the University of Windsor.
And Adam, speaking of Windsor locals, this meet record held by the one and only Melissa Bishop-Niragu, at the time Melissa Bishop in 2021, when she set this record of 4:09:58. But there is a woman who could definitely contest that, and that is Emily Richards. You just saw the camera pan across her. She will start with hip number 1. She's out of Ohio in the U.S. She comes in with a 4:10:56 seed time. She set that last year. And a woman that I'm very familiar with, having raced against her several times, also known as an excellent pace setter. She's run 4:14 this season, and she's got some wheels. She's the Division III NCAA 800-meter record holder, thanks to her time at Ohio Northern University. So she, on paper, is about 7 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. But again, a really excellent crew of developmental athletes, mainly Canadians. We have an American and a Russian in the field as well. But a great opportunity for these young athletes to toe the line. And Adam, I gotta say, this was where I got my start in this event, was working through the Canadian Track League, through the circuit of domestic events. And I actually qualified for my first World Championships 10 years ago at one of these meets in Toronto. So I know what it's like to be able to have the opportunity to run fast and strong against a great crew of athletes on home soil. And that is Emily Richards off to a very fast start up front.
The pacer has to do some work to get in front of Richards. She's there now, and Richards leading the way. Right in there, too, is Angelin FIGUEROA, 6-time Puerto Rican champion at the 1,500-meter distance.
And Adam, I'm just trying to get a sense of who our pacer is up front there. She is wearing hip number 13, and so that appears as though I don't think she's on our start list.
So she's the mystery pacer right now. She's having to work hard because...
Right, because Richards is running so fast. That was a 50-second opening 300 meters, and that doesn't surprise me. You know, Richards, again, she's an experienced runner. She knows how to run hard from the front, and they're going to cross that start line in just about 68 seconds. So that is a really excellent opening lap, and I wouldn't be surprised if this were perhaps a teammate of Richards or someone that she knew and could ask to take on some of these pace-setting duties, because Richards always looking to get into those U.S. nationals. Their standard far stiffer than the Athletics Canada national standard. We do have 10 times our population, but look, the pack is starting to catch back up with her, and don't count out some of these young women behind her, including wearing hip number 9, Paige MARCHANT out of London Western. She was 3rd in this event at OFSA and also 2nd in the 800 meter. She is the niece of former Canadian record holder Lanny Marchant in the marathon, and she's tucked in with that duo just behind our lead pack.
So it continues to be Richards out front, FIGUEROA running in 2nd. But the lead for Richards has shrunk, and it'll be interesting to see what this second 400-meter split is. It was 68 seconds to open things up. And they're through here in about 2:18. So that about, doing my math in the back of an envelope here, it's about a 10 seconds slower on that lap, Kate? Richards perhaps sensing that. And again, starting to put some distance. But now into second is Sydney Pattison. And they're going to hear the bell, so it's Richards followed by Pattison. And Figueroa has just been passed for third.
Well, Pattison comes in, she's out of stride-wise with a 4:20.93. She was 7th at the Bob Viggers Classic with 4:22, and she is starting to put some moves on our leader, Richardson, who again comes in with a 4:10 and change seed. This is such a tough way to run, Adam, especially into some wind, which she has in her face right now, coming into 200 meters to go. But Richardson, the class of the field, having done so much of this work, but Pattison, look at her turnover. She is looking to get a good personal best out of this event, and she is closing that gap with every stride. 3:11 on the clock, I should say, with 400 meters to go. And now with just 100 to go, they're at 4 minutes.
Now Richards has pulled away a couple times, and he's been reeled back in. Will she be reeled back in again? No, she's gonna pull away here from Pattison, and Richards will hang on for the victory.
Well, not a meet record and not a personal best, but doing it the hard way. Kudos to Emily Richards for that brave run from the front. And I think the girls behind her will have her to thank for pulling them along to several personal and seasonal bests as well. Again, only 2 women came into this race with sub 4:20 seeds. And you'll have seen, I think, several of these girls having bettered their, like I said, their seasonal and personal best so far, in great thanks to Richards. And there you see, this is where I think Richards just felt maybe the challenge to her outside. And this is where that 800 meter strength, again, she's an NCAA record holder in the 800 meters in Division 3, and she is able to go to the arms. You see the effort on her face, but it pays off. Huge run across the line for Emily Richards, rewarded with that win at 4:15.86. Not far behind her is Sydney Pattison. Well, an athlete who came in with a 4:20.93 personal best. My goodness, that is about a 4-second improvement for her. Chloe Hewitt, 4:22.41, rounds out your podium. Hewitt came in with 4:23 as her personal best, betters that by almost a full second. Marchant, 4:25.70. That's going to be a personal best for her as well. Paquin, 4:22. And that's going to be another PB for her as well. So we have at least 5 personal bests in our top 8, if not more.
And Kate, if you're Emily Richards, who pulled away a couple of times and then was reeled back in, do you almost prefer a race like that where you're getting challenged to maybe just get your form up a little more?
It's a good question, and certainly she would know that she would feel that challenge. Again, she's an experienced runner. She would know both from the crowd reaction and from feeling the pressure to her outside. I think that definitely helps. It's you're still sort of time trialing because you're doing it all by yourself up front, but anytime you can have the environment of a high performance meet and then some competition beside you as well, it helps tremendously.